The story of the Jewish people begins with a journey, a leap of faith taken by a man named Abram, who would later be known as Abraham. Called by God from his home in Mesopotamia, Abram embarked on a journey to a land he had never seen, a land promised to him and his descendants, a promise that would shape the future of his people. This land was Canaan, later to be known as Israel, a place of great significance in the biblical narrative. Abram, later renamed Abraham, became the father of many nations, a patriarch whose legacy would endure through the ages. It is through his lineage that the Jewish people trace their spiritual origins, a lineage that includes many significant figures. Abraham's son Isaac and grandson Jacob further solidify the covenant with God, each playing a crucial role in the unfolding story. Each patriarch faced trials and tribulations, their faith tested at every turn, yet they remained steadfast. Their faith tested at every turn, they demonstrated unwavering commitment to their divine mission. Jacob, renamed Israel after wrestling with an angel, fathered 12 sons who would become the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel. These 12 tribes would form the foundation of the nation of Israel, each tribe carrying forward the legacy of their forefathers. These early stories, passed down through generations, laid the foundation for a people bound by kinship, faith, and the promise of a homeland, a promise that would endure through centuries. The tales of the patriarchs are not merely ancient history, they are the bedrock of Jewish identity, shaping the beliefs and traditions of a people. They are the bedrock of Jewish identity, a source of inspiration and guidance for generations. They speak of a God who forms covenants with humanity, who demands righteousness and promises blessings, a relationship that defines the spiritual journey of the Jewish people. The stories of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are imbued with a sense of destiny, a sense of a people chosen to fulfill a special role in the world. A role that carries both privilege and responsibility. This sense of chosenness, while often misinterpreted, lies at the heart of the Jewish experience, shaping their history and identity. If the patriarchal narratives laid the foundation, the story of the Exodus built upon it the towering edifice of Jewish identity. This narrative is not just a tale of liberation, but a profound transformation of a people. Enslaved in Egypt, the Israelites cried out to God, their plight heard by a prophet named Moses. Moses, a man of great faith and courage, became the instrument of their deliverance. Through plagues and divine intervention, Moses led his people out of bondage, across the Red Sea, and into the wilderness. This miraculous escape was a testament to the power and mercy of their God. The Exodus is more than just an escape from slavery. It is the defining moment of Jewish nationhood. It marks the birth of a nation under divine guidance. It is during their 40 years of wandering in the Sinai desert that the Israelites received the Torah, a comprehensive guide for living a life in accordance with divine will. The law given by God to Moses on Mount Sinai. This moment is pivotal as it establishes the moral and ethical framework for the Jewish people. This law, encompassing both religious and moral precepts, would become the cornerstone of Jewish life and tradition. It provided a sense of identity and purpose. The covenant, forged at Sinai, transcended mere legalism. It was a pact of mutual obligation and love. It was a sacred agreement that bound the Israelites to their God in a relationship of trust and devotion. The Israelites, freed from oppression, were now bound to serve God and uphold his laws. This new relationship redefined their existence and purpose. In return, they were promised divine protection, prosperity, and the land of Canaan as their inheritance. This promise was a beacon of hope and a reward for their faithfulness. This covenant, constantly reaffirmed and reinterpreted throughout Jewish history, served as a source of both strength and solace during centuries of exile and persecution. It remains a central theme in the Jewish narrative, a testament to their enduring faith and resilience. After 40 years of wandering, the Israelites, now a cohesive people tempered by hardship and united by faith, stood poised to enter the Promised Land. Led by Joshua, Moses' successor, they crossed the Jordan River and began the conquest of Canaan. This period, marked by both triumph and bloodshed, saw the Israelites established themselves as a force to be reckoned with in the ancient Near East. The book of Joshua recounts the Israelites' military victories, culminating in the division of the land among the 12 tribes. However, the conquest was not a clean sweep. Pockets of Canaanite resistance remained, leading to a period of uneasy coexistence and occasional conflict. Following Joshua's death, the Israelites entered a period known as the time of the Judges. These charismatic leaders, raised by God in times of crisis, delivered the people from their enemies and dispensed justice. Figures like Deborah, Gideon, and Samson are etched in Jewish memory as heroes of faith and courage, exemplars of leadership during a turbulent era. The stories of the Judges highlight the Israelites' struggles to maintain their identity and autonomy in a land surrounded by powerful and often hostile neighbors. The era of the Judges eventually gave way to a desire for a more centralized and stable form of government as the tribes sought unity and strength against external threats. This desire led to the establishment of the monarchy, with Saul, a charismatic warrior from the tribe of Benjamin, anointed as the first king of Israel. His leadership was seen as a beacon of hope for a unified nation. Saul's reign, however, was marked by tragedy and instability, ultimately ending in defeat and his own demise on the battlefield, leaving the nation in turmoil. It was David, a shepherd boy turned warrior, who would unite the 12 tribes and establish a powerful and prosperous kingdom, bringing a sense of unity and purpose. David's reign marked a golden age for Israel, characterized by military victories, cultural achievements, and religious devotion. He conquered Jerusalem, making it his capital, and brought the Ark of the Covenant, the symbol of God's presence, to the city, solidifying its spiritual significance. David's son Solomon inherited a vast and wealthy kingdom, renowned for its splendor and influence. Known for his wisdom and diplomacy, Solomon forged alliances with neighboring kingdoms and oversaw a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity, expanding Israel's reach and reputation. He built the first temple in Jerusalem, a magnificent edifice that became the spiritual center of Jewish life, attracting pilgrims and solidifying religious practices. However, Solomon's reign also saw the seeds of division sown, as his grand projects and opulent lifestyle strained the kingdom's resources. His opulent lifestyle and heavy taxation led to resentment among the northern tribes, who felt increasingly marginalized and burdened. Upon his death, the kingdom fractured, splitting into two entities, the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah, each with its own challenges and destinies. Throughout history, the Jewish people have faced numerous trials. From the destruction of the first and second temples to the expulsion from Spain, their resilience has always shone through. Despite the hardships, the Jewish community has continually rebuilt and preserved their rich cultural and religious heritage. This resilience is a testament to their enduring spirit and unwavering faith. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked a significant turning point. The Zionist movement began to gain momentum, advocating for the return to the ancestral homeland. This period saw a wave of Jewish immigration to Palestine, laying the foundations for what would eventually become the modern state of Israel. The dream of a second chance in Zion was becoming a reality, offering hope and renewal for a people long dispersed. Following the Babylonian exile, the Persian Empire allowed the Jewish people to return to their homeland, ushering in a period of relative peace and rebuilding. However, this era of tolerance would eventually give way to Roman rule. The Romans, known for their strict control, imposed heavy taxes and restrictions, leading to growing unrest among the Jewish population. This tension culminated in several revolts, the most notable being the Great Jewish Revolt, which resulted in the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE. This marked a significant turning point in Jewish history, as the Jewish people were once again dispersed from their homeland. After the destruction of the Second Temple, the Jewish people entered a long period of diaspora, spreading out across the globe. Despite being scattered, they maintained their cultural and religious identity, holding on to the hope of one day returning to their ancestral land. Communities thrived in places like Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, each contributing to a rich tapestry of Jewish life. Throughout centuries of exile, the dream of return remained a central theme in Jewish prayers and traditions, illustrating an enduring connection to their homeland. In the late 19th century, the Zionist movement emerged, advocating for the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. This movement gained momentum in the wake of the Holocaust, where 6 million Jews were systematically murdered by the Nazi regime. The horrors of the Holocaust underscored the urgent need for a safe haven for Jewish people. In 1948, the State of Israel was declared, fulfilling the long-held dream of a Jewish homeland. This momentous event marked the beginning of a new chapter in Jewish history as Jews from all over the world began to return to Israel. The story of the Jewish people is one of resilience, survival, and hope. From ancient times through the modern era, they have faced countless challenges and yet have continually found ways to adapt and thrive. The Jewish narrative is a testament to the strength of cultural identity and the power of faith. Today, Jewish communities around the world continue to contribute to global culture, science, and thought, while the State of Israel stands as a symbol of their enduring legacy. The journey of the Jewish people is far from over as they continue to write new chapters in their remarkable history.